A little bit later in the lesson, Rebbe Nachman speaks about the way that each of us have our malchus be'isgalia ube'iskasia. The way that we have an overt influence, that we're able to demonstrate, that are people that rely on us, that are people that are influenced by us in a more pragmatic, literal way. And then there's malchus be'iskasia. There's a way that we don't know what the impact of our actions are. We don't know how many neshamas are tali on us. We don't know the extent of the influence of our actions also in a pragmatic way, meaning a person has an impact on one person. You never know where that impact stops, or maybe it continues and continues on. It can be for generations. We never know. But also in a spiritual sense, because our neshamas are bound up, like Rebbe Nachman says, with many other neshamas that are called tachtav, which always in Pnimius HaTorah means that they are influenced by that which is lamala, right? Like ruach hachayis ba'efanim, that when the higher malachim moved, memela the lower malachim moved. That's what it means that they're tachtav, and so there are neshamas that are spiritually also bound up with our neshamas, so that when we move, so to speak, that they're also moving. So then Rebbe Nachman speaks about the aspect of the malchus be'iskasia. What that means, that a person has a sense of sovereignty or influence and is completely hidden. And the Rebbe brings this interesting mashal, where the Rebbe says that the same way that there are those who are serving Avodah Zarah, and they mamish think that they're serving Avodah Zarah, that they think that they're serving everything aside from our conception of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of the Ein Sof, of that aspect of Echad Yachid Umiyuchad, Hakol Yachav V'Kodelam Yachad, Ein Oid Malvadai, and they're busy serving Baal and Moilech and so on and so forth. Says the Rebbe, B'Pnim Pnimius, in the deepest level, they're also connected to Hashem. They have no idea. So the Rebbe uses that as maybe the most extreme possible example to highlight what this might mean, that there are neshamas all around the world that are really subjugated to, influenced by, under the sphere of influence of a particular neshama. They have no idea. They have absolutely no clue. In the same way, again, that these Avodah Zarah have no idea that they're really still bound up and connected to the Ein Sof, and in the makom of them trying to worship mazalis, or worship the sun, and so on and so forth, or any other aspect of a prat of creation, as opposed to the creator of Atzmai. So in a certain way, they're also connected. That's the simple understanding of the mashal and the nimshal that Rebbe Nachman uses. But I just want to focus us in on this pasuk that Rebbe Nachman uses, a pasuk in Malachi, right in the beginning, and the pasuk says, "V'chol makom muktar umugash l'shmi," that in every place muktar umugash l'shmi, which on a simple level means wherever they are bringing a kataris, wherever they are bringing sacrifices, lishmi, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name. And the pasuk continues, Shmi Gadol B'chol Hagayim, and the pasuk is basically the Navi Malachi chastising the Bnei Yisrael to say, look at the Umas HaOlam are connected to Hashem, and Hashem's own nation, as Chas v'Shalom, is not working on their relationship. That's what it means on a simple level, and most Mefarshim learn it that way. That B'chol Makom Muktar Umugash L'Shmi is speaking about the relationship that Goyim have overtly to the Master of the world, that they can also be connected to him, that they can also in some way, whether it's through the Sheva Mitzvahs B'Yanayach, or even Stam, in the aspect of bringing Karbanos or Tfilas and so on and so forth, they're connected to Hashem, and look how Am Yisrael Chas v'Shalom is not. That's how most Mefarshim learn it on a simple level. Now, there are other Mefarshim that learn that B'chol Makom Muktar Umugash Lishmi, that over there it's Taka speaking about Avodah Zarah, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying, even so, Shmi Gadol B'Goyim, that ultimately it'll find its way. Hashem's influence will find its way of ultimately spreading throughout the nations, and there will come a time of Vayamahu Yeh Hashem Echad U'Shmai Echad, Vayashem L'Melech Al Kol Haaretz, Vayamahu Yeh Hashem Echad U'Shmai Echad, all the different psukim that describe the ultimate revelation of the way in which all the nations of the world will come, etc. Right? There are almost no Mefarshim that learn this pasuk anything close to the way that Rebbe Nachman is reading it. If you look in the Radak, there's something similar, But this is a radical, radical reading. And it's just Kedai to point out, just so we understand things in context. Sometimes you can see something in a sefer and you assume that that's what the pasuk means. And it takes away the koach of Chiddush. But look at what Rebbe Nachman is saying. B'chol makom muktar umugash, as Rebbe Nachman, wherever they are serving Avodah Zarah, says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Lishmi. They're really serving me. A pele. This is like, I would say, a stronger limud schus than anything that Azamra, right, Reish Pei Beis, which is all about limud schus, can even begin to suggest. Avodah Zarah, the worst of the worst of the worst, literally the antithesis of the Torah. Anochi Hashem lekecha lo yeh aleim acherim. Right. So it says the Rebbe, Sha'af sheim oivdim avodas elilim, even though they are worshiping Avodah Zarah, and that's what he learns Muktar or Mugash means. Not that they're serving Hashem, but that they're serving Avodah Zarah. Al kol zeh behelem gadol, in a very, very deep way. Him kulam nechnaim elav yizbarach. That's not so radical, that we can understand. In a very deep way, there's Hashem runs the world, so they can be serving all the Baalim they want, but ultimately in the Asherah trees and the Moilichs and everything else. But really, it's Hashem's world. So yeah, they're Nechnaim Elav Yizbarach. But the next three words is Pilei Plaim. The Oivdim Oisai Yizbarach. So point this out. Really, Be'etzem, again, these are people who are serving Avodah Zarah. Be'elem gadol be'iskasya, maybe of all the iskasyas, in the most hidden way, Oivdim Oisai Yizbarach. They're actually serving him. Oivdim Oisai. Through their Avodah Zarah. Muktar umugash, says the Kadosh Baruch Hu, no, it's all a shmi. What a limud schus. It's a wild, wild thing to think about. And the question is, how can this be? And I think the premise is that fundamentally every single person, Jew, any human being, all the nations of the world, want really to do the right thing. And it's just a chisar and das. And so sure, Avodah Zarah is a terrible thing, and it's a terrible kilkul, and it's like we said, it's the destruction of the whole Torah. But there is a place, behelem, where our Kadosh Baruch Hu says, really deep down, they're serving me, they just don't know it. They're really serving me. They really want to be connected to the emes, lamitai, and it's just a ta'us. It's one big mistake. A devastating ta'us, but a ta'us nonetheless. And if we can lift this construct out of the aspect of Avodah Zarah and apply it to all the different things, some of which, by the way, Chazal connect really explicitly or implicitly together with the aspect of Avodah Zarah, whether it's Gaiva, which is connected to Avodah Zarah, or Atzvus, and another place where Rebbe Nachman connects this to Avodah Zarah, and different aspects of Vesartim, V'avatatem, and the way the Baal Shem Tov describes it, that the minute a Jew turns from Hashem, that's an aspect of Avodah Zarah. All of it deep down, especially when we look at our youth, that so many times seem to be so disconnected from Torah. It seems that they're running and looking for everything in the world that isn't Chas v'Shalom our tradition. We have to understand that Pnimius, if Rebbe Nachman could interpret this pasuk of Malachi as being Malamed Schos on literally Oivdei Avodah Zarah, that they're somehow deep down they're doing the exact opposite of what it looks like they're doing, and they're actually serving Hashem, we can be Malamed Schos that deep down every Yid is looking for connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every Yid is looking for Dveikus. Every Yid is looking for the ultimate meaning. And it's just, people are wandering, and they're waiting for us to teach them. Or waiting for us to utilize our aspect, what we spoke in the previous video, of Keser Melucha, our aspect of Keser, and to recognize they are our Malchus. They are our sphere of influence. Each person of either Bechina, to be able to reach out and to be able to redirect and to be able to be, in the lashon of Rebbe Nachman, mazhir u'maychiach, and later in the Torah he says the word lekarev. It's our aspect, it's our achrayus to reach out and to find a way to help them, to discover the way in which, under the surface of all Avodah Zarahs, really Oivdim Oisai Yizbarach, and that's all that they were looking for from the outset. Be'ezus Hashem we should be zeicha to recognize the strength of our keser, our shirish nishama, our lefi b'chinasai, and discover a way to bring that into the kalim of our malchus. All b'siyat d'shmaya.